Welcome to the channel, to my latest Warhammer 40k battle report. Today it's boys. It's Orcs versus Orcs. It's 3,000 points of 3,000. It's 6,000 points in total. Orcs can't even count that high. There's going to be some boys. It's going to get messy. Did I mention the boys? And there's a big un. There's a really, really big un. And Howling Mad Murphy's War is coming, and Murphy is with us today. And there's already been a fight. And lots of beakies have already had their heads crumped in. And the war continues after the war. I mean, over there, about a mile away, that battle report is already over. The Orcs won, they got outnumbered, they got crumped, and they've dragged their loot back to this little bit here. And the war continues because there's lots of loot spread across this battlefield, and we want it. It's ours. It's our precious. And the boys are going to continue to beat the crap out of each other because no one can agree whose loot is whose and who is the best war boss. Dawn of War deployment, 20 objectives down on the table. And if you get in base contact with one of these, when you run, when you charge, when you move, whatever, you can pick one up. So the way we're doing this is each model can only pick up one bit of loot. So this one can pick up one bit of loot. But if you've got 10 boys there, they can pick up 10 bits of loot and run around with them. But then if a few boys die, then you might be dropping bits of loot here, there, and everywhere. Then at the end of the battle, say I've got this much loot. I'm going to roll this much dice. And ones mean the loot is empty and you get nothing. 2 to 5s, they're worth 1 point. And 6s means good loot and it's worth double points. It's worth 2 points. So a bit of random element at the end. It's not just about grabbing the loot, it's whether there's any stuff inside the loot as well. And one more rule. Because there's been a war going on and we're beating up some beakies and we're all smashing the crap out of each other, my war will affect my opponent's army, and my opponent's war will affect my army. Basically double war. When they war, everyone wars. Basically, if someone starts shouting "wah," the boys are going to join in. They know that song, they know the tune, and the green tide energy will flow. And the wah means advancing and charging, and 5 up invulnerable saves, and maximum carnage. And shout outs. Battlemat is from urbanmats.com, and these are from urbanmats.com. And this Orky MDF scenery is from cromlech.eu. I think it's really old. I've had it for a while. And I'm here with Dazza and his grot assistant Inchin, who's standing on some stilts. Say hi, Dazza and Inchin.
Hi, Dazza and Inchin.
Hi, Dazza and Inchin.
So, boys, how long have you had boys for, Dazza?
I collected in 3rd edition,
Whoa.
Bit of a gap, and then got back in 2020.
And you brought along a massive stomper.
Yeah.
Which is the OG thing, and it's not 3D printed. You kit bashed it and everything.
Fully kit bashed, yeah.
How long did that take you to do?
About a month to make and about a month to paint.
2 months of work. It looks glorious.
Thank you.
Let's go check it out. I mean, look at this thing. It's got the heads and the arms. It's got some bling on a chain hanging down there. It's got zappy gun. It's got a hand. A hand is carrying the gun. The big mech who stuck this together, Dazza, the orc, the big mech, he knew his craft. So Orcs have the power of the war. That's our army rule. And we're both doing Warhorde because it keeps it simple.
Yeah.
So we've got smacker, smacker, smacker. 6s explode when we hit stuff. There's loads of useful stratagems as well, like Ardor's Nails and crits go off on 5s, Unbridled Carnage. Lots of stuff and things. And you've brought Gazgul Thracker, not Gazgul.
Yeah, my war boss, Skardaka.
Okay, there's Nobbit and Skardaka. And then there's this guy.
That's Bit Smasher.
And you said they're all going to be going in a big squad of 20 boys.
That's right, yeah.
So I've got to get through the 20 boys and Bit Smasher and not Makari's 2 up invulnerable save before I even get to your war boss.
That's right, yeah.
Sounds like cowardly tactics to me.
He's got follow me lads as well on the mech, so he can be in your face a little bit quicker.
So he's moving an extra 2 inches as well.
He is, yeah.
He's going to be... Is he getting inside any transport? Are they getting a stomper or something?
He can't fit inside. He takes up 18 spaces.
He can't fit inside anything.
No.
He's a chonky lad. He's eaten far too many squigs.
We got a little solo mech. Just to be like buffing and fixing.
Every time someone brings a stomper, someone brings along a little mech just to fix up the stomper.
Yeah.
Mind you, if you're going to bring a stomper, There's obviously, this guy's obviously quite precious and wants to keep it running.
Yeah.
It's its biggest toy. Right, okay, who's this guy here?
So he's the beast boss.
Right.
He's got the cunning but brutal, so he can fall back and charge.
Right.
With his 10 snaggers.
And he's going in any transports?
He's inside the kill rig.
He's inside the kill rig.
Cheers.
That one there. Yeah. Okay, beast boss goes in the kill rig. Nice. Then we've got a Death Killer War Trike with some bikers.
Yeah, that's my OG War Boss Road Ripper with his bikers.
Road Ripper. Any enhancements on Road Ripper?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Okay, he doesn't need them.
No.
No, where we're going, we don't need roads. And then down here, you brought some lunch, little night goblins.
Yeah.
They got little hoods on and things.
Yeah, they're in a cult. They worship stompers, so they've all got little stomper pieces that they've snapped off and
have they?
Little trinkets.
Oh, little stomper piece. That's cool. Yeah. What else we got?
We've got a shock attack gun with some tank busters and some bomb squigs.
Okay.
Which, if they don't blow up, we'll eat them. 5 flash gits.
Yes.
Doing flash gitty things.
Yes.
We have some death copters.
Yes.
And then over at the back there, we have a truck and gargantuan squig off.
Right. Who's going in the truck?
We have tank busters and flash gits with that, which is
Okay.
max capacity.
And anyone inside the gargantuan squig off?
Just 20 boys.
Just more 20 boys.
20 boys.
20 boys. Anyone attached to the other unit of 20 boys?
No, it only has a transport capacity of 20, so
Right.
it'll just be 20 boys.
So 20 on foot, 20 inside of that.
Yep.
Shooty guys inside of the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing inside the stomper then.
No.
It's just piling forward with a little mech running along behind it, picking bits off and sellotaping it back to the underskirts. Okay, I like it. So that's a big threat. That's a big threat. That's a big threat. There's lots of big threats in this army, lots of opportunity to grab some loot. However, you're going up against Howling Mad Murphy's War, where everything is a threat. This is just south of 3,000 points of Orcs, gloriously painted and based by Den of Imagination Painting Studios. And in this Battle of the War Bosses, I decided to bring lots of war bosses. We've got Murphy, we've got Grugger Chugger, we've got a guy on a Death Killer War Trike, and I don't think I've ever ran the Beast Boss before. So I'm running the Beast Boss. Basically, after we've crumped the bad moons to bits, we'll start crumping each other to grab even more loot. And someone said boys. So I brought along 50 boys. 3 squads of 10 are going in trucks. 1 squad of 20 on foot with a pain boy just running around. The Beast Boss has got a full herd with him. And he's got follow me lads as well for +2 move because Squiggle Boys move 10, War Bikers move 12. This way they both move 12, and I don't have to remember it. They're just moving 12. Death Killer War Trike, no upgrades on there. But Grugger Chugger's got the cunning, brutal cunning thing, so he's got fullback shoot and charge, and he's running around with a unit of 10 knobs. They've all got big choppers, keeps it simple. And Howling Mad Murphy has got a super cyborg body. He doesn't need 20 bodyguards. He doesn't need the 20 bodyguards or someone with a 2-up and vulnerable save. No. He's got 5 mega knobs with him, and he's going to be climbing inside a Gorkanaut and probably going straight for the Stomper because he's hard, and it's a big one. We brought some lunch along as well. We brought some Squiggle Boys as well, and because we bought some big clanky things in the backfield, I added more big clanky things. We added some Death Dreads. They've got impact hits now, because check out warhammercommunity.com for all the updated rules, but they've got impact hits which you can marry along with, Tank Shock, and do quite a few impact hits on the charge when they go flying in. Anyway, we've got boys, you've got boys, let's scrap. And we're deployed to end this war of all wars, or start this war of all wars. Howling Mad Murphy's War versus Skardaka and his Moon Crushers, and everything obviously is on the table. There is no reserves. I put some fast stuff on the flanks, some fast stuff in the middle, and then we chuck some boys down. And there's the big one. We've got War Bikers versus War Bikers over here. Look on this flank. That's going to be quite interesting. There's the big stompy Rabbit of Doom. Here is Skardaka himself hiding in a unit of 20 boys, cheating as far as I'm concerned. And then there's the big stompy nasty thing up the other end as well. And I love the Gargantuan Squig authors as well, particularly ones that are converted from a toy dinosaur from a car boot cell. They're absolutely awesome. And of course, Skardaka's not cheating. He's being cunning. There's lots of cunningness happening here with a massive meat shield around him. And we need to roll off to see who's got the unfortunate joy of going first, because neither of us wants to. Basically, I want him closer to me so I can charge him. And you want to be closer. Yes, we both want to be closer to each other. Let's roll a dice. After you, sir. Good luck. That's a 5. That looks unfortunate. That's a 3. Yay, we're going second. It's Orcs turn 1. So, Skardaka's Moon Crushers leap into action, but not declaring a war yet. Skardaka's like, hold, and scooping up 3 bits of loot. We're scoring all the loot at the end. We've got to fight each other first, and then we'll find out what's in the boxes. This thing's got some loot. There was some advancing up here with the Death Copters. I'm not going up there, but they've got a commanding field of fire. And you improved the shooting on that with the mech.
I did, yes.
With that one, and then came busting forward everywhere. And now there's going to be some gunfire. Some of it might actually hit. So we're starting right in the middle of the battlefield, where the rockets from the tank busters are coming into the Squig Hog boys. 5d3 shots, plus 5 to this for blast. Mm-hmm. And then hitting on Orc. How many 5s can you roll? 4s. Oh yeah, because you have been buffed, yeah. And that's too many. And 3s to wound. I need to make a lot of 6s. I don't make any 6s. And then feel no pains. So 1's dead. 1 minute. 2's dead. Brilliant. 3's... I've got to make it feel no pain. 3, 4. I made it feel no pain. 3 and a bit. And then 4. And then the last one... So 5, you annihilate 5. That's a good shit. That's I'm scared. Now the flash gets are firing at the Death Dread. 4s to hit, yeah. 6s are sustained, and then 5s to wound.
Yes.
Against the Death Dread. That's 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
3 up saves. I take how much damage?
2 each.
2 each. 4 damage. Shock attack gun now. How many shots? 2 shots.
2 shots.
Going into the Gorkanaut, hitting on 4s?
Yeah.
Okay. And we have a hit. There is a hit.
There is a hit.
Right.
Strength 9.
Toughness 12 on a Gorky. That's a 1. So that was a blistering display of Orky firepower in the middle, taking out a bunch of Squig Hogs. Now we're coming out to the flanks for some hot bike-on-bike action. Hitting on Orc. Daka 5s. Then more 5s. Twin linked. There's 2 at -1 because closest viable target. I take 2 wounds. Coming across to the other side of the battle grid where the kill rig is now firing. A Wow Tower is hitting the Death Dread. The Lobber, which is in direct, is going to try and hit the Grots because they're thieving little gits. Yeah. You're trying to take our lunch money. Yeah. Okay, here's the Wow Tower.
So D3 shots.
Yes. For 1, okay.
And then it's auto hitting.
Does it?
Yes.
Nice.
Strength 12.
Right, wounds on a 3. That's a wound.
This is wound.
-3, I need a 5. There's a 5, look.
Nice.
Okay. And then the Lob is coming up and over.
It's D6.
Yes. Plus blast. Oh.
Hits on 6s.
Needs a 6 because it didn't. No. Okay. Nope. So that didn't shoot anything. The Copters, they advance, so they're not shooting. We've got this big dinosaur on the flank as well. Look at him. His tongue is lolling out and everything. He's a happy little dinosaur. And then D6 shots into the Squigs for 2 shots into the Squigs with the big cannon, and that fires over their heads as well. Then there was a couple of other little shots here, there and everywhere. No further damage caused, and we're on to the big un. We're on to the Stomper. And the Stomper's jealous of the Morkanor. Also knows that Howling Mad Murphy's inside. So firing the guns this way. First up, 3d6 shots with the Death Cannon. For that many. And it hits on 5s. And strength 14. It's going to wound on 3s. Okay, there's some wounds. I'm going to need 5 up saves. I don't make any 5 up saves. How much damage is it? It's 3d6 damage. It's a lot of damage. That's sort of it's 9 damage. Then super rockets, d6 shots. These hitting on Orc as well.
Yeah, sure are.
And
one
of them hits. It's good. One of them flies in the right direction. Super Rocket wound on a 4. And that's not a wound. That's it for the Orc shooting phase. The Super Gatler on the Stomper is out of range because it tried to climb over those rocks there and got its toe caught. It's not in range. So that's the end of Orcs turn 1. Smashing a bunch of Squighog boys. Now they didn't declare a war, but we're definitely declaring a war. Let's war! Murphy's War. So Murphy bellows his war across the battlefield and Skardaka joins in. Everyone's warring right now. It's one great party. Everyone's going to have a 5-up invulnerable save. Everyone can advance and charge, +1 strength and attack. And I advanced everywhere except for the 2 big stompy things over here. We've got, and I rolled 3 6s on the advances as well on some of them. So we've got a Death Dread and War Bikers about to go into some War Bikers. In the middle, we've got a Death Dread. He's grabbed some loot. It's going to go try and hit a truck. And then over here, we've got some Squighog boys, another Death Dread, and some more boys going to go into a kill rig. Not entirely sure if that's a wise idea, but we'll do it anyway. And then round here, some more Squighog boys. I mean, this is the sort of thing that they hunt. This is exactly the thing they hunted and then tamed it. Not tamed it, just hit it with a hitty stick until it didn't eat them and strapped bits of metal to it. So we're going to go into that as well. We've grabbed loot everywhere that we could possibly grab loot, including with our lunch over here, because the loot is going to count as objectives. So their thieving little gits rule will kick in. And they could potentially snag me some CPs as the battle continues. But essentially, we're going to charge these other boys over here. I don't think they're hard. We're going to charge them all the way across the line. I mean, not only is he burrowed in, being cunning with a massive meat shield there, he didn't even whack. He didn't even whack. And we whacked. And we're going to shoot. We'll start with the yellow one. Shooting down into the big pile of boys. Let's take away some of his meat shield. Start off with the rocket launchers, 2d3 shots each, +8 because of blast. That's 12 shots, so some might actually hit on 5s. One of them hits, glorious, and does wound. 5-up and run.
No.
We get one.
Dead boy.
Then the big shooters fired in, didn't do anything. But what of the Death Storm Mega Shooter? This has got 20 shots. This will definitely hit something. It hits a few. Hit 9 times. That's impeccable Orc shooting. Strength 6 versus toughness 5. We do some wounds. 5+ invulnerable saves. And we take down 5 more. Wow. And that's it for the Gorkanaut. Now we're on to the Morkanaut. And there's a giant stomper over there. Let's start investing in it. Let's start trying to tickle it with the Morkanaut. Because when a Wah is active, this Morkanaut, it's smarter. They believe that it hits better. So it does hit better. So it's D6 +3 shots with the custom Mega Zapper for 7 shots. And I'm adding in the custom Mega Blaster as well because it all hits and wounds the same. So all hitting on 4s and only hit twice. It needs 5s. It does a wound. It's -2, but there is a lot of cover in the way. You hid behind a rock pile.
So it's a 3-up.
And that's a 3-up. Hazardous checks. At least I don't blow my own head off. Right, 2d3 shots for rockets. One of them hits. And that wounds as well. 3-up again. You're good. So we did nothing to the Stomper. The big shooter also went into the big pile of boys down here, taking a couple more out. And I lied when I said only 2 things didn't advance. The bikers down here, they didn't need to advance as well. So let's shoot a lot of Daka. You shot at me with your war bikers. Let's shoot back. And we're in rapid fire range. Here's all the twin Daka guns. Lots of 5s. And then more 5s. And then how many more 5s can I roll? Because it is Twinky Dinky. More 5s. More 5s. 2 more 5s. All at -1. So more 5s. How many 5-up saves can you roll? 1 damage a time. We actually shoot 1 to death with Orc shooting. Is that a thing? That happened. And then the Death Killer Wartrike fired in and nothing happened. So we killed 1 guy down here. We killed quite a bit of the swarm. There is a blizzard of hot lead and laser fire crisscrossing this battle grid, and some of it actually hit. It's an Orky miracle. Now we're going to charge. Death Dread wants to go in first. We'll start down here. We'll make our way across the line. The Death Dread gets to 12. Wow, we're angry. Dazza, I seem to have blocked off the rest of my charge with the war bikers.
Oh no.
It wasn't very clever, was it? But it was very orky.
It's brutal.
And then after we charge in, it's okay. I've only lost the attacks with 1, and you've lost 1. So I feel like it's fair. Don't worry about the Death Dread. We'll come down the middle. Right, this one went wiring up the table. Can he charge a truck? Yeah, we are very happy to be charging today. Look at him go. Well done, lads. On to the Squig Hog boys, into the big thing that they wanted to... See, look, you harpooned that monstrosity, strapped it full of metal, and put it in your wow. We want it in our wow. Okay, we want this one, and we're going to call him Terry. If we bring him down, let's get Terry. The Squig Hog boys make a charge. Dazza?
Yeah.
I think Terry wants to come home. Terry wants to join our one, not your one. Yeah, this is my beast boss. He's a Squig Whisperer, and he's whispering to him, and Terry's like, they treat me badly. They feed me cucumbers and green things. He doesn't want green things. Food should not be green. It should be red and bloody. Give it to me raw. Death Dread wants a long charge, which is good, because he wants to harpoon around the edge and leave a space for the boys. So then the boys went in, the boys made it there, and then we've got Squig Hog boys on this flank into that big thing. And this one doesn't have a name, not yet. We're not sure if we're going to be able to bring this one home. And at the end of the charge phase, we get there, getting licked by a dinosaur, and I didn't fail a charge. And we've both got 2 CP, so I'm very conscious of the fact that there could be interruptions. But I've also got some impact hits at the end of the charge phase. So let's start down here. Let's overwhelm your war. Yes, yes, this one. I'm thinking about tank shock, you see. Okay. But that one's the big one, so we're probably going to tank shock that one. So over here, we'll just do piston-driven brutality into your warbikers. I don't want to roll a 1. That's a 4. So this Death Dread does D3 mortal wounds when it goes flying in for 2. How about the injured Death Dread versus a truck? This one does another D3 on the truck for another 2. And how about this one with the loot? Into this one here. We're going to run this again. That's another D3 into that one for 3. 3 mortal wounds. And we're going to tank shock. So we're looking for 5s. And that's 1, 2, 3. So 6 mortal wounds in total. And so 6 feel no pains. And we only do 3 wounds. Nice. And then what's the scariest thing fighting back? Probably this thing here. But look, it's just simpler to start. We'll start down this end. And then we'll make our way to the other end. So we will start here, and then you can pay to interrupt wherever you want to. Let's start with all the boys. And the boys are going to be hitting on 2s. 6s explode. So there's them back in. But they are warbikers. So even though we're infused with the power of the WoW, there's lots of metal on those bikes. So we need 5s to wound. And that was terrible. Only 4 came through. 4, 5 up and buns. One of them's injured though. So we take him down. Then here's the 2 claws hitting on 2s. Look at all those 6s. And they go back in. This is all strength 11 or 10 in WoW. So it's still wounds on 3s. That's quite a few wounds. So many 5+ invulnerable saves, Dazza. Good luck. That's not a lot of 5s. 2 damage a time. And wipes out all the war bikers and puts that Death Killer Wartrike down to 7 wounds remaining. What's his name?
Road Ripper. Road
Ripper's already got a headache. But Dazza's got 2 CP in his hands. So we come down the line. Where this kill rig, Terry, is getting angry. Terry wants to fight back.
Scary Terry.
And it's splitting attacks. While the boys clamber all over the hull, it can't hit them. So the Butcher Boys and Sword Blades are going into the Dread. And the Savage Horns and Hooves are coming into the Squig Hog Boys. Here's the Butcher Boys. And they hit 3 times, and well, that goes in because of smacker. Into the Dread, though, anti-vehicle 4+.
Here we go.
There's 1 4 at -1. The Dread's okay, but you've got some saw blades coming into it as well. Yeah. With an extra attack, hitting on 3s. 6s explode. There's 1 6. Strength 11, wounds on 3s. There's a wow. That's good. And these are all -1, but they are 2 damage a time. So how strong did we build our Death Dread? Pretty strong. Only takes 2 wounds. Mm-hmm. Then the Orns and Ooze come into the Squig Hog Boys, but these hit on 4s. It is that there's 1, but it at least explodes. Goes back in there again. And we'll wound them on 3s. And that's 2 wounds. I need 5s on this. I made some saves on the Squig Hog boys. It's an Orky miracle. So at the end of that interruption, after rudely being an interruption, you just put a couple of wounds on a Death Dread.
Right.
Okay, right, let's go back all the way over here. Let's continue with our fights. Death Dread versus Death Killer Wartrike. We is hitting it on threes, and we miss a lot and don't get any sixes. We're wounded on threes. We do a wound. Road Ripper's lucky there. Right, 5 up and bun. 5 up and bun. Road Ripper's very lucky. He's still alive somehow on 7 wounds remaining. Should we do the fight backs while we're here?
Yeah.
And then go down the line? So he smacks back again. It's on 2s. And there's an explosion. Wounding on 3s. He's an angry boy, isn't he? After he killed his lads. 5 up and buns. Okay, so that killed 1 and a bit. No, 1 was injured. 1 was injured, so he's dead, and another one's dead. The Road Ripper is giving it like a boss, like a war boss. Yeah. Okay, going down to the truck. Death Dread versus truck. Smacking at truck. Those 2 go back in there. Now we're going to wound truck on 3s. 4, 5 plus and buns. 6 damage on truck. Truck's still alive on 2 remaining. Then we fought back with the truck. Actually put a wound on the Death Dread. So this fight is ongoing. 3 and 2. Then we come over here where we've got a lot of boys smacking a big kill rig. Let's start. We're going from left to right. So we'll start off with the Beast Snaggers. So here's the Beast Boss. We're hitting on 2s. That goes back in again. Anti-monster, anti-vehicle 4 plus. There's 4 4s. 4 plus saves. That's the first 4 damage. Then the Squigger Short Sword Jaws. Only one of them hits. It's not that clever. That's devastating. Brilliant. That's another 3 wounds. 2 knobs left in that unit, along with 1 boy. So lots of attacks hitting on 3s. Those 6s go back in, so everything hits. Then anti-monster, anti-vehicle 4 plus. Looking for 4s. So many 4 up saves. 2 Damagio a time. That's another 8 damage. 15 damage so far. Then the Squig Jaws bite into his kneecaps. Those go back in. And then these need 5s to wound. No devastating. Nothing. That's the end of their attacks. You've got a lot of feel no pains to make. How much pain is he going to feel? How many 5s can you roll? Some. So the kill rig is down to 5 wounds remaining. So the Death Dread's going to have a go at him, try and saw off his leg. And then we can harpoon him, drag him back to his lines, glue his leg back on, bit of gaffer tape, he'll be fine. And call him Terry. Right. 3s to hit. I love Orcs. 3s to wound. We do that many. Yeah. That many wounds, that many 5 plus invulnerable saves on Terry. Terry, the Wonder Squig. That's 6 damage.
Come on, Terry.
Come on, Terry. Terry's on 1 wound remaining. Okay, so the Death Drake didn't manage to not saw through his left leg. But that's fine. We've got a bajillion boys now clambering all over him. Basically what's happening here, now Terry's injured, right? The boys are all on the firing deck and they're lobbing your boys off the side. Does that mean if I get this, can I have the kill rig in my army straight away?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. That's definitely a thing. Mind you, it won't be going anywhere or doing anything because it'll be stuck there with half a leg hanging off of it. Right, okay, here, we'll just go straight to the Power Claw because this should do it, he says. So that goes back in. Toughness 10 though, right? Mm-hmm.
See if I can do the same.
Oh, he's lobbing boys off the firing deck. And that's 6 feel no pains as they come flying through the air, doing triple back twists with the splits. And Terry is down.
Terry feels the pain.
Then there's a Terry-shaped hole after all of that calamity. When the boys got thrown off the top of the kill rig, 3 of them landed on their heads, and they're not getting back up again. And suddenly you've got a lot of orky goodness charging down towards the lines here. This is glorious. And there is another fight. We're coming over here where we're trying to take on the massive Squigosaur. How many wounds has it got? 3, 4?
30.
How many?
30.
Oh. Now I do have a CP. I was thinking about doing smacker, 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 but I'm going to get a CP next turn. And then Dazza. Then I'll be on 2 CP. Then I can pay to interrupt you. You see that? And we can keep this party going. So I'm not going to spend any CP on any strats. You see, being cunning. Right, let's hit the thing on 3s. 6s go Orky. Then we need 4s. Many 4s. So many 4+ saves. And does this one have a feel no pain as well?
It does not.
It doesn't. Okay, so that's
Terry.
8 damage. It's not Terry. It's not as tough as Terry. This one is nameless. Okay, so that's 8 damage. And then Jaws. Then the Squigs will nibble at his ankles on 4s. So yeah, that's 3 hits, and that goes back in. Strength 6 versus toughness 13. Of course it is. The hide as tough as concrete. We do a wound though. That's another 4+. That you make it. So that's the fight backs all the way across the line, except for this gargantuan squig off here. We need to give it a name. So what name is it? Young Terry? Junior.
Terry Jr.
Terry Jr. Terry Jr. I mean, Terry Jr. Terry gave birth to Terry Jr. And look, I know Orcs don't, it doesn't work like that. No. It's Junior anyway. Junior fights back. 7 attacks with big tusks, hitting on 3s. And there's a 6. Strength 15 because of the wild, toughness 7. 2s to wound. That is 4 wounds. 4 WA saves. I saved 2 of them. And it's -3 how much damage?
12.
12?
Each.
Well, they have a feel no pain, but let's just pick them up. 1 minute. Junior here is toughness 13 with 30 wounds and does 12 damage on the attacks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these squiggle boys are questioning their life choices. And that's the end of Orcs turn 1. We've done some pounding. We've done some damage. Look, we did some damage. Terry is gone. R.I.P. Terry. He will be back. A Death Dread bounced off a truck. That's a bit weird. And down here, your Death Killer Wartrike War Boss managed to survive the attack as well. Remember, the war is ongoing, though. Both Orcs will benefit from the war. Skardacker's back there and has heard Terry cry in pain. And now he's very, very angry as we go on to Orcs versus Orcs. Turn 2. Okay, so the war is ongoing and Skardacker didn't continue the war. So in my turn, the war is going to fade. And then it's probably going to come back again in turn 3. And then jumping out of Junior over here is 20 boys. And they're going to go flying in against my 20 boys. So we've got a scrap on this edge. Meanwhile, behind them, the goblins, they pick up some loot. Then down here in the Terry-shaped hole, that's where the death copters are now flying through the air. There's some beast boys behind them and a lot of pain. And then right up the middle is Skardacka himself, using a CP to reroll the advance. Because, no, you did the CP to advance 2 and charge +2. Yes. So he's come right up the gut, straight towards McGorkanaut, straight towards Gruggerchugger. Gruggerchugger's feeling it a bit right now. But not as much as this Death Dread, who's looking up and saying, when I grow up, I want to be like that one. Look at it. Right in front. The truck failed its battle shock test, but fell back past its desperate breakout and dumped all of its cargo here. We have flash gits and storm boys, and we have the shock attack gun all over this installation, all over this Orky outpost here, mainly because it looks cool. While Road Rash, what's his name? Road Ripper is still locked in combat with the Death Dread. Road Ripper might be Road Rash by the end of this battle, but Skardacka and his boys need to push back and punch back really hard. But first there's going to be some Daka. We're going to start off with the Tank Busters trying to bust a tank, aka a Morkanaut over here. Let's see what they can do.
6.
Shock attack
plus 1.
D6 plus 1, right, okay. So 7 shots, maximum effort. Hits on 4s. 4s to wound. We have 2 wounds. AP -5. So can the WA energy keep the Morkanaut alive on 5s? Well, one of them can. And it's D6 damage and you rolled a 6. Nice. Now D3 shots with all the rockets. And they hit on 4s, +1 to hit against vehicles. That's some good shooting for an Orc. With +1 to wound, this will wound on 4s. 5 wounds come through, so 5 up saves, and that's another 9 damage. The Morkanaut's taken 15. So Murphy's right, the Morkanaut is all the way down to 5 wounds remaining. Now we're coming off across to the Stomper. All the targets have been declared, and there's a lot of dagger. Start off with the small arms. A big shooter took out a boy down here, and then the Scorcher set the Death Dread on fire and put it down to 2 wounds. But all the other big guns coming into Murphy's Ride. The Morkanaut. What are we starting off with?
Super shooter.
Super shooter. Okay, many shots hitting on 4s because the mech told it to shoot better. Sustained and then 5s to wound, and there's a wound. And a 4 up save. Okay, Murphy's Ride is down to 3 wounds. Now 3d6 shots with the Death Cannon. How many shots? A lot of shots. Hits on 4s. Strength 14, wounds on 3s. It's d6 damage a time. I need 5s, lots of 5s. That isn't enough 5. I mean, it's d6 damage a time. It's dead anyway. Does it boom? It doesn't boom. And there's some Meganobs and Murphy in there. And all of them managed to stop, drop, and roll and get out okay. And so the Morkanaut is gone, and Murphy and his boys' feet hit the battle grid right in front of the flash kits. We're going to light him up. Hitting on
5s.
5s, right. Lots of shots. Wounds on 4s. That's 3 wounds. With 3 up saves, 2 damage a time, but feel no pains because of wah. And one of the Meganobs feels a bit of pain. That's the firepower on this flank. That's impressive firepower. Taking down the Morkanaut with just 1 volley. For a while, I say 1 volley. It was a lot of volleys. Then we're coming down here to Copters shooting Squig boys. Number of shots for Vengeance. For Terry. Hits on 5s, and that's 2 hits. And then wounds on 3s. And that is 2 wounds with 2 5+ saves. And I fail one of them. And then Feeling of the Pains. And one of them is injured but not dead. Then there were some more guns, some more loud banging noises, and many clouds were shot. And that's it for the Orc shooting phase. They should really point down, not far up over them. Mind you, they just like loud banging noises. Yeah. So that's it for the shooting phase. We've got some charges. We've got a massive herd of boys coming into my herd of boys on this flank. And they go 5 inches. This is going to make things very interesting because there's your boys, and then they're strung all over the place. And so some are probably going to pile into the Squig boys because they're all strung out here. Right, then over here, the Beast Boys want to charge a Death Dread. And yeah, they're good. So the Death Dread is swarmed. Then the Death Copters came flying in, rolling low for them. Engaging the boys so far, but they're probably going to pile in to the Squig boys as well. Then we've got this charge up the gut. Scar Daka himself, he's got +2 on his charge as he's going in to the Gorkanaut. And he's going a long way. Crumpy gets there. Very interested to see how this is going to go. Can Knockgaz take down a Gorkanaut in 1 round of combat? What do you reckon?
I reckon you can do it.
You reckon he's got it?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's it for the charges, right? Flash kits are definitely not going to charge some mega boys.
They definitely are.
Well, this is madness. They're like Meganobs. You don't want to charge.
These boys are pretty insane.
Okay, 7-inch charge then if you want to go into the Meganobs. They really don't want to go into the Meganobs. That's a 4. You spent your CP. So that's it for charging units.
Yes.
I do have 2 CP to interrupt. Obviously the Stomper went into the Death Dread. So let's crump some heads. So of course we're starting here with Scar Daka versus a Gorkanaut. Can he take it down? 5s and 6s explode for Scar Daka. Gaz, that's what he does. They're also as lethal as well, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
2s.
Okay. Right. So there's 2 lethals and 2 go back.
4 lethal.
Right, yes.
2
go back in.
And then 2 more.
4 lethals so far. Strength 15 with +1 of wounds, so wounds on 2s. That's a lot of wounds. 4 damage a time. Mm-hmm. He could do it. Mm-hmm. 5 up and vulnerable saves. 4. He's 1 shot. A Gorkanaut, which doesn't blow up. Right, so that's brutal. A Gorkanaut is down. A Morkanaut is down. Grugger Jugger is stood here looking at Scardacker, thinking, wow, that's a really big one. I wonder if I can take him down with one hit. All of his knobs are with him. One of them took a wound when they disembarked from the crumbling wreckage. And then I spent 2 CP. And we're coming all the way over here where we've got a boys on boys action. And then the 3 at the back here, they can't fight. We've got 60. Counting. 60. Boys can't count that high. Can't count at all, really. But we've got 60 attacks from normal boys. Hitting on 3s. And that was good chopping. With sustained attacks, we only dropped 7 hits. But it is 4s to wound. 4s. 5 up saves. That was incredible. And that saving isn't incredible. And that was incredible. That killed every single boy. I didn't even have to fight with 3 boys, and I still had the power claws. But we wiped out the entire unit. The power of Murphy's Law there, destroying 20 boys. This is our neighborhood. This is our neighborhood. Anyway, we've got some more chargy stuff happening. We've got death copters and a stomper and this fella over here. Start off with a beast boss attached to the beast boys, hitting a beast, aka Death Dread.
Yes, it's 2s re-rolling 1s. Re-rolling everything because of their boy's ability.
Okay. So, re-roll. There's a sustained, and there's a couple of 1s. You're re-rolling them all.
Re-roll them all.
He's looking for some more sustained.
Talky.
There's some more 6s. So many hits. They're anti-4 up, devastating vehicle things.
Yeah.
So 4s just hurt 2 damage a time, and that is a dead Death Dread, which goes boom. When the Death Dread went boom, it was one hell of a boom. 2 Beast Boys died. 2 of my boys died. A Death Copter and one of the Squig Hog boys died. It was our first explosion, but it was an incredible explosion. And now the Death Copters are having a go against the boys.
Yeah.
They have many attacks.
Many attacks. Hit on 3s.
Then we did a couple more hits because you cheated yourself out of a couple of attacks. Anyway, wounding on 3s because of the wire. 5 up saves. That stung a bit. Yeah, that killed 6 boys. There's 2 left. The boss knob at least has got a claw. He's got a fellow with him. And then we've got 1 more charging unit. It's a Stomper versus a Death Dread. My money's on the Death Dread. How many attacks on a Stomper in a wire then?
7 in the wire.
Definitely hits on 6s, right?
Yes, except for it's on 2s because the mech gave it +1.
Okay, +1,
That's
yeah.
awful
2s,
math.
2, right, okay. So 2s?
2s?
Many 2s. There's, what? So with the power of the wire, that was lots of 6s, 13 attacks come through. And at strength 18, they win on 2s. Yeah. Fortunately, Death Dreads have a 2 up save, but it's AP -5, so no save. And that would be 10 damage a time.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 70 damage. Only 70 damage. We can, with the power of the wire, we can roll lots of 5s. No. We take 40 damage. Boom. That one, of course, it doesn't blow up. That one gets stomped on and driven down into the mud. And that's it for the charging unit. So, I still got 1 Death Dread left over here, having a go against Road Killer, Road Rage, Road Rash, this guy. Let's fight back. We get some explosions. That goes in. That's good. And we're going to wound at strength 12. We're going to wound on 3s. Last time he made a lot of invulnerable saves, but this time he needs to make 8 invulnerable saves, or he will indeed be Road Rash.
I believe.
5 pluses. No, he's gone. Boom, boom.
It explodes.
He explodes. Okay, so he's blown up. Dazza, you said a thing, and you were here to witness it because you two play each other often. Tell me the thing.
So I said if Road Ripper's bike exploded today, then he was losing his bike for good, or maybe until 11th. So he's going to be on foot or on Squig in the future.
Okay, so we ripped his... That's our bike as well. We're going to call that bike Jeff. Apparently the bike has never blown up before, and you called it last night before you came over, and it's happened now.
It's happened. It's fate.
Right, so we park back here with the boys into your... Here's the normal chopper. Oh, that goes in. Gonna need 5s to wound copters. We do 3 wounds on copters. 3 -1, 3 invulnerable saves, yeah. And you make them all, brilliant. And then we're gonna hit you with the claw. And we're gonna hit twice. That one explodes. Does the 3 hit? And then 3s to wound. We do wound. Another 5 up and bun. And take a couple of wounds. And I thought that was the end of the fight phase. That was the end of all the fight backs. But I forgot about Junior over here. So now Junior can fight the Squighole boys. Stabs his tusks into them on 3s. And wounds on 2s. Because of wire energy. Got a bunch of 5s to make. And it is 12 damage a time. I'm not going to bother doing the field note pain. I'm just going to pick them up. And that is the end of Skardaka's Moon Crusher's turn 2. And what a turn. Taking out the Gorkanaut and the Morkanaut and 2 of the Death Dreads. In return, I did manage to wipe out this big unit of boys down here. But what am I going to do with these guys? The WoW will not be in effect in my turn 2 because Dazza didn't call one. He'll probably call one in turn 3. This thing's on 22 wounds. And it's toughness 13. Am I going to send all these boys in there? That seems like a terrible idea. Then down here, I've got 2 boys remaining, plus those Squighole boys. Which way are they going to go? Over here, we've got Not Gazgul Thraka. That's a problem as well. Over here, there's a Stomper, which I haven't touched. I tried to shoot at it, but it's still, yes, that's still a thing. And if I send Howling Mad Murphy up that way, I think I might get stomped on. But he's going to go that way anyway, isn't he? He's got to go that way. And then around here we've got a break. Around here we've got a break. There's 4 Warbikers and a Death Dread left. But yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. I've got problems. I've got 99 problems, but I can't count that high. So let's go to Murphy's Water 2. So Murphy's Water. We've had a turn, and we've lost all our big stompy things. All the Death Dreads, Gorkanaut and Morkanaut. That's bad. I wanted them to last a bit longer than that. So round this side, we ran away. Junior has got 18 attacks on the sweep profile. 3 damage a time. Moves 10. I rolled a 1. They didn't run very far. They were busy looting and beating up and stamping on the boys on the head that they beat up over here. Maybe, I mean, and then there's going to be a WAR next turn with advance and charge. I think they might be in trouble. I didn't re-roll the 1 because I'm going to need it. The truck also ran away. So we're running away from Junior. We're not proud about it, but we won a fight. So they're good. They're good. Over here, they're in combat still with the death thing. And then we've got Skardaka. Who wants to charge Skardaka? The answer to that question is everyone. Grugger Chugger is here. Howling Mad Murphy is there. He's ignoring the Stomper completely. That's going to countercharge in a minute. He's going to try and get in there as well. The Beast Boss and the last 2 lads, they're going to try and get in there as well. Plus a truck might even tank shock. Plus I've got some mortal wounds that are going to come through in a minute from the 2 bomb squigs down there. So we're going to charge into the melee. He's the biggest one. We want him down. Don't worry about the Stomper. That's tomorrow's problem. And then over here, talking about running away, Gretchen didn't steal me a CP, but they did clamber inside that truck, which is brooming around that side. Oh yeah, I remember actually. I've got one Death Dread left. It's not all bad. I've got this Death Dread here and the Warbikers around here. And while we're here, the Warbikers are going to shoot all their Daka into these flash gits who think they're hard. Here's a lot of Daka. And only 4 hits, which need 4s. Twin linked, and there you go, bunch of saves. And drop dice don't count, and we managed to take down 2 of them. We took down 1 of them and wounded 1 of them. They're 4-up saves. Then the boom sticks from the Death Killer doesn't do anything. Then we'll set them on fire 4 times and wound them twice. 5s. And we kill 1 more. So I killed 2 in the end, and I've made my charge even longer. And now we're coming down here, where Skardaka is going to have a bomb squig unleashed against him. Don't roll a 1. That's not a 1. And that does 2 mortal wounds. And then a lot of Orc shooting is going to try and clear away his meat shield from the knobs, from the Squighole boys, from the truck, and from Murphy himself. So we do lots of shooting. Probably none of it's going to hit, but we'll come back to you in a minute. And lots of dice rolling later, I killed 2 boys. So that's the end of my shooting phase. I killed 2 here and 2 there. And that's it. A little bit worse than the yellow guys shooting phase. Moon Crushers took down 2 big stompy things with their guns. But now we must charge. We're going to start off with Grugger Chugger. And he gets in there. Then the truck gets in there. Then the Beast Boys. Everybody's in there. Then we'll get to Murphy. We need to move for some models though. So Murphy needs an 8. We measured up. It's definitely an 8. I do have a CP. That's the Snake Eyes. I think I'm using the CP. Let's reload the dice. And that's a 3. He doesn't want to go in there. He's distracted by the big stomper that's going to charge him in a minute. Okay, so Grugger Chugger and these guys are going to have to do on his own. And I'm not tank shocking with the truck because I just spent my CP. Brilliant. We've got some war bikers over here that want to charge some flash gets. Not sure how far this is, but 10 is going to make it. And so the war bikers make a charge, and we might as well start there because Skardaka doesn't have the CP to interrupt. And one of these flash gets is on a wound. So let's just slap him with a lot of choppers. And wound on 5s. 2 5-ups, yeah.
Make 1, fail 1.
Okay, so the 1-on-1 wound goes. Down the claws on 3s and on 2s. And then wounding. 4 6s. No, they're gone. Then the war bikers pile in to tag these guys over here. They're leaping off of their bikes and all over that Orky outpost there. Right. Now we get down to the middle. And Skardaka is Arda's Nails, popping the CP for Arda's Nails to make them -1 to wound. We'll start off with Light Tickle from the truck, which hits on 4s, and that goes back in. Strength 6, but -1 to wound. At least it wounds. And then 5-up saves, and we take down 2 of them. Then we're going to do Grugger Chugger's unit. Let's dial it up a little bit. Hitting on 2s with a big pile of big choppers. But with -1 to wound, we need a lot of 4s. How many 4s can I roll? Not many. Right, so all these wounds came through. These are 6-up saves on the remaining boys. So, right, they're all gone, including the knob. And then these are all on Nobbert. No, 1 minute. There's still a big mech in there, so we've got a chunk of 4-up saves to do. And we do a couple at a time. So he takes his first 2 wounds, and then we've got to keep going. Right, he's gone. And now we're on Nobbert, aka Makari. 2-up invulnerable saves until the 2-up invulnerable saves fails, and drop dice don't count. And that's not a 1. And that's not a 1. Neither is that. Neither is that. Neither is that. Or that. Or that. Because the way it works with Gazgul Thraka is basically he's got a 2-up invulnerable save on the grot. Before the grot's dead. Anyway. Now we've got these fellas behind. The Beast, Hog, Snagger, Squigog boys. They're going to have a go. And they have Lance. So -1 but +1 because of Arda's Nails. That's why I saved them to last. We'll start off with the Beast Boss, who hits on 2s, and that 6 goes back in. Strength 6 versus Toughness 6. He doesn't have Lance, so it's going to be 5s. And there's 2. And a 2-up in Van. And a 2-up in Van. Right, now we're on to the Devastating Wounds. But the Squigosaur hits on 4s. Okay, that's okay, because that goes back in. Strength 7 with Devastating. 4s wound now, because of the minuses. But that's devastating. Devastating happens at the end, so you've got to make the saves first. Okay. So yeah, that Gretchen couldn't... It's been eaten. He's been eaten by a Squigosaur. And now we've got the unit. Dazza.
Yeah.
I just got 2 knobs left, so they don't actually have the Lance.
Okay.
They just got big choppers. And he's still Arda's Nails. It lasts until the end of the phase. We're going to hit you on 3s. Missed quite a chunk. Wound on 5s. That's 2 3-up saves. And that's boxcars. It's good. And we're going to nibble on his leg. And we hit that many times. And we're going to wound a chunk of times. Twice at -1. And you make some saves again. And I forgot to do Grugger Chugger. and does as let me do, Doug. You're a good lad. Good lad. It's a proper. We want a proper fight. He wounds twice. So those are 2 more. Can you roll? You've rolled 4 6s so far.
So we can make it 6
on Skardacker. There's another 6, but he takes his first 2 wounds. Down to 8 remaining, and that's why I really needed Murphy in there, because Murphy would have definitely finished him off. I mean, look at him. He looks tiny. He's not intimidating at all. So that's the charging stuff. Charging. You can fight back with the Death Copters first before these guys have a go at you. Mm-hmm. And the Death Copters hit on 3s. And win on 4s. And not on the WoW now, but it is 2 damage a time, right? And I think it's -1.
Just 1.
Yeah, they're dead. So yeah, those 2 boys get taken down. Then we came back here with the Storm Boys, Tank Busters. Tank Busters fought back against the War Bikes and put a wound on them. So that's all the fight backs, except for Skardacker, which we can just move on to your turn now if you want. You don't have to fight back. Right. And he's going to do the sweep profile and do 12 attacks back against Grugger Chugger's knobs. And hit on 2s, and there's more 6s. Is that 16 hits? He's an angry badger. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. Yeah, that's a lot. And at AP -2, 2 damage, these knobs need a bunch of 6s. Or they're gone. And that's everybody dead. Except for Grugger Chugger, who's been smacked so hard he's no longer in combat and no longer with a bodyguard unit. Just stood there, free to get shot at. And that's the end of Orcs versus Orcs turn 2. We tried to take him down, guys. We tried to take him down. And apart from Grugger Chugger here and the Squighog boys, we've got a truck and we've got these guys who are running away, like brave Sir Robin, away from Junior, who's going to come rampaging around that flank. We've got Murphy hanging out in the middle, looking up at a Stomper, getting a bit twitchy. And these are still in combat, so the Stomper's free to go. You're strong on this flank. Skardacker's Mooncrushers are strong everywhere. Orcs are winning, Orcs are fighting, there's fighting happening, there's going to be another war, which will affect all the Orcs on the battlefield as we go on to Skardacker's turn 3. As the second war ripples across the battlefield, the Stomper heads straight down towards Murphy, while, is it the Tank Busters? Tank Busters jump back in the truck, along with a Shock Attack gun. They don't want to be in close combat with bikers. That's what's happening over here. Murphy's about to have a giant thing come charging towards them. Skardacker is exactly where he wants to be. In glorious close combat with some Squighog boys. The truck isn't, Grugger Chugger isn't right now. And coming up behind them is some Death Killer War Trikes and the Beast Boss and all the Beast Snaggers down there. And then over here we have this big thing, Junior, come charging down, advancing, charging down to this big swarm of boys, while some Grots run along behind and failed to pick up that loot because they were busy stealing some other loot and got an extra CP. It's only turn 3, and as we look across this battle grid, a lot of murder has happened already. More than half of each of our forces has been wiped out. Because over here there's the truck and these guys, and then those guys and those. That's that army. But my army is sort of hiding around the edges. No, tactically repositioning around the edges and bracing themselves for this Dacker attack. So with Junior advancing, he couldn't shoot. The only thing that we had shooting over here were a couple of Death Copters, which completely whiffed as they shot into the unit of boys. And that's it for this side of the battle grid. Then we're across to the Stomper. And even though he's towering over Murphy, he's not putting any shots into Murphy. He's going to go charging into Murphy. Instead, all the little shots are coming into the bikes, and the big shots coming into the last remaining Death Dread. So 15 shots with the big shooters into the bikes. These are hitting on 5s.
5s, yeah.
I'm wounding on 6s. No, 5s. Wounding on 5s. There's 2 wounds. One of them was injured. He's gone. Then the Scorcher has 4 auto hits. And these are going to wound on 5s as well. And that's a couple more wounds. One's on 2 wounds. And he's now down to 1 wound. And now the Death Cannon is coming into the Killer Can. Not Killer Can. Death Dread. So much death happening. 3d6 shots. That's 15 shots. Hitting on 5s. I'm wounding on 3s. Okay, that's 5 wounds come through, 5 invulnerable saves. I fail them all. That's 5d6 damage. Yeah, that's a dead Death Dread. Does it go boom? It goes boom. That's the Death Dread gone. The Super Gatler, we're going back to it actually. The Super Gatler was going to the bikes. We forgot about the Super Gatler, into the bikes. 5s. And then 3s to wound. It's a few wounds. This is 2 damage a time. Need lots of 5s. Kills a biker. Puts the knob down to 2 wounds. And then there's more guns. Now the Tank Busters and Shock Attack gun, even though they fell back from combat, because they got inside a vehicle, the vehicle shooting from the firing deck, so they are allowed to fire. And they are going to fire into the war bikers. We double checked and everything. Them's the rules. You're allowed. It's the truck firing, not them, apparently. Number of shots with the Shock Attack gun is 1 shot. +1, yes. So 4s to hit with the Shock Attack gun?
Yes.
Hits twice. Nice. Strength high.
9, yeah. So 3s.
There's a wound. 5 up and run. That's not a 5 up and run. It's d6 damage. The knob gets evaporated. Dazza.
Yeah.
It's painful when your knob gets evaporated, isn't it?
It's very painful.
Yeah. And there's 5 rockets coming into the Death Killer Wartrike. Number of shots. D3 a time. Vengeance for a Road Ripper and Terry. Hitting on 4s?
4s.
Rerolling 1s?
No, he's inside.
Oh, yes. It's the truck shooting, not the unit. And all of these are going to wound on 3s. Okay, that's pretty good. We need to start making some 5 up and vulnerable saves. We don't make any 5 up and vulnerable saves, and the Warbiker and the Death Killer Wartrike are gone. And a big pile of loot gets dropped on the ground where the Warbikers are. They'd hoovered up quite a bit of loot there. So yeah, that was impressive. Everything that I had round here is gone. Now we have a charge from a Stomper. Stomper will fail on Snake Eyes. Do not roll Snake Eyes.
Come on, Snake Eyes.
It's not Snake Eyes, it's an 11. So the Stomper gets here. And then down in the mess in the middle, there's the Beast Boss charging both the Squighog boys and the truck. The Deathcopters went in as well. So this fight, this is one hell of a mosh pit. Someone's playing music. The boys are having a lovely good time. And then over here, Junior needs to make a 7-inch charge to attack this big... I think there's like 18 boys left after the Pain Boy picks them up. But it's a 7. Can you roll a 7? That's Snake Eyes. I wish the Stomper would roll the snake. Are you CPing that?
I'll CP that one.
You have got 2 CP. And that's a failed charge.
No.
It turns out tactically repositioning away from Junior was the right option. We managed to escape for now. I mean, it does move 10 inches. I don't have the CP to interrupt. And we've got a lot of fighting about to happen. So charging stuff, starting in the middle. Here's a Beast Boss versus a truck. It's on 2s. Those 6s go back.
For fun.
Re-rolling for devastating, and then that's you drop some more. Brilliant.
4+?
4+, anti-vehicle, yeah. Devastating. How many wounds is it at a time?
2.
2 at a time. The truck's still alive. It's got a couple of wounds left. Knobs hitting the truck as well. A couple of wounds to get through. They all hit. Strength of the knob.
8.
Okay, so 3s to wound. Or it might be 4s. I think it's 4s. I need 5s. That's 2 damage. Dead truck. Truck goes boom. And when the truck went boom, we did our first wounds to the Stomper. 2 wounds on it. It's only got 38 remaining. 2 of the Beast Boys died. A helicopter died. No wounds on the Squighog boys. 1 on Skardaka. 3 on Grugga Jugga. Another massive explosion. I guess when stuff explodes and there's orcs all around it, it's gonna hurt a lot of boys. But yeah, that happened. So now we've got a Death Killer hitting the Squighog boys with an extra attack as a wire, hitting on 3s. And yeah, one of those goes back in again, but wounding on 5s. Squig hides are like concrete, and he still rolled 5 5s. Brilliant. 5 up and vulnerable saves. and a bit of feeling of the pain. And we feel a bit of pain. And even though this fight is ongoing, that's it for the charging models for now. We'll get back to Skardaka in a bit, because now we're on to the Stomper, the last charging model versus Howling Mad Murphy. And of course, he's doing his big overhand swing. Sweep might be better, but the big overhand swing is a lot cooler, hitting on 3s. And look at those, that's 4 6s again. It's strength 24. So it wins on 6s. Yeah, that's a lot of wins. Right, okay. 5 up and vulnerable saves. We can make from 5 up and vulnerable saves. We can do this. Right. So that's on the Mega Knobs. 10 damage a time. And they have a 5 up feel no pain. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I did roll all the feel no pains off camera, praying to the Emperor or anyone that would hear me. But all the Mega Knobs have been taken down. Howling Mad Murphy still stood there. He's going to have it. You're okay. So that's ongoing, that fight. Then we come back over here where Skardaka, who's busy mopping up the knobs right in front, is going to get hit by a load of Squighog boys. This is going to work. So I'm spending a CP on Unbridled Carnage, so sustained goes off on 5s. Dazza is spending a CP on Arda's Nails, so -1 to wound. Let's start off with the Beast boss again with an extra attack because of wah. Hitting on 2s. Yeah, put those 5s back in. And then 5s. Need more 5s. There is 5 5s. 5 3-up saves. Last turn he only rolled 6s. This turn he's taken 6 damage. He's down to 1 wound remaining because he took a mortal wound when a truck blew up and a bit of shrapnel embedded in his head. And then a Squigosaur goes nom nom, and that goes back in. And the Squigosaur's strength 7. So 4s. 2 4-up saves. No! Skardaka is gone! Skardaka and Howling Mad Murphy never got to have a handshake and cucumber sandwiches and chat about the war against the Beakies earlier. He gets gobbled up by a Squigosaur, but there is a flash of a jump pack and he jumps back up to his battle barge. He'll be fine. He will return. They can sew his head back on. Ongoing fights. We've got Murphy versus a Stomper. Right, so Murphy is a war boss in Mega Armor. He's in on 2s with his huge chopper, and that 6 goes back in. And he is strength 12, which is strength 13 because of wah. So I think I'm wounded on 3s. Dazza, it is toughness. Tell me it's toughness 12, right? It's toughness 12.
It's toughness 14.
How many?
14.
14?
Yeah.
With, how many?
28 wounds remaining.
20, okay. 4 upset. Still makes the set. Still got 28 wounds. Okay, Murphy tried. He tried. Okay, then. That's the end of Skardaka's Mood Crashers turn 3. What have I got left? I've got Murphy and some grots in a truck. Okay, they're perfectly safe down here. They're hiding out. Grugger Chugger. He wanted to go and get Skardaka. He wanted to go flying in, but he's not going to be able to go flying in, and a Stomper is a thing. And then over here we have a truck and a big swarm of boys running away from Not Terry. Okay. But you don't have much left either. I mean, can we do some work? We've got to do some work, as we've got to Murphy's turn 3. And at the end of Murphy's turn, I moved 2 units because neither of them have much left. I rolled a fat 6 with the big squad. They're going to go flying in there, kill the Death Copter. And then Gruggerchucker's got his 9 attacks now, so he's going to go in and kill the Beast Boys. And then that was it for movement, because this truck is staying still with a bit of loot inside of it. This truck is staying still with a bit of loot inside of it and a load of Gretchen. I mean, they could get out, but as soon as they get out, they die. So they're staying still. And of course, Murphy is not backing down from the Stomper. He definitely reckons he's got this. Just give him a few more turns, give him a few more swings, and he'll have his kneecaps off. So he's staying there. Now the plan is, if I do clear out these guys here, then I'm not going to have a lot left. But we're going to be caught between a Stomper and Junior. And those are the big threats left. The Moon Crusher boys, they've only got a few units, but we've only got a few units. There isn't any shooting. We're going to charge. Grugger's going to go into there. Then the unit that advanced, they charge. They'll get into the helicopter. Words are hard. It's basically there's Death Killer and Death Trike and Death Dreads, and it's making there's a lot of death happening across this battlefield. It is making my brain ache. Let's charge. We're doing the charge. And then we did some fights, starting off with the big swarm of boys going into the Death Killer War Chopper. More death. Anyway, it died. Right. Now Grugger Chugger's going to hit all these fellas here. We're going to hit them on 2s. And there's a couple of 1s, but that goes back in. And we're going to wound them on 2s. 7 invulnerable saves. Then after feeling all the pains, all the snaggers are gone and the beast boss has taken his first wound and he's going toe to toe with Grugger Chugger, which is going to be glorious. But before we get back to that, we have a Stomper attacking Howling Mad Murphy. He's exactly where he wants to be. Spending his EP on hard as nails, because is he? Yeah. Alright, so you're doing the big overhand swing because it's cool. Yeah. 3s to hit. And there's a couple of misses and no 6s for once.
No 6s.
Strength, bajillion. 24, but -1 to a wound. Apparently you're wounded on 3s. Yeah. So the CP didn't help me. But my 5-up invulnerable set, it's only 30 damage. He's got a 4-up feel no pain as well.
He does.
I'm going to make all the 5s. Maybe I should have spent the CP on a CP reroll. Maybe that would have been more useful. That's 30 damage. I'm getting all the dice. I'm doing them all. So 30 damage. He's got 7 wounds and a 4-up feel no pain with super cyborg body. He'll be fine. He's not fine. Skardak is gone. Murphy is gone. We're going to need a lot of gaffer tape and super glue at the end of this battle. And we've still got an ongoing fight. Your beast boss could probably send Grugger Chugger back to the sidelines as well. He hits on 2s, the beast boss. And 3s to wound with him. 4 came through. Grugger Chugger's only on 3 wounds. He needs to make 3 of these 5s. He makes 2 of the 5s, and he's gone as well. And at the end of turn 3, heroes of the Imperium are falling right and left and all over the place. Yeah, it's been an absolute slaughter. So there's a Stomper left, there's the Chuty guys there, there's the Beast Bot, and then these guys over here, ready to come rampaging. I've got a couple of trucks, and one I've got the Gretchen in over here, but we've got a couple of trucks, and then I've got all this mess down here. And we're caught between Junior and a Stomper. We're caught between a rock and a hard case as we go on to the Moon Crushers, the other boys, turn 4. So while Gretchen steals some loot over here, we have Junior stomping around the edge, the Stomper stomping on the other side. Here is the Valley of Death, which is about to explode with wild ordnance. And then whatever is left in the green mushroom fungus pile frying pan in the middle is going to get charged. Starting with a shock attack gun into the Squig Hog boys. And it has 6 shots, maximum effort, +1. Hits on 5s. Strength really high, 3s to wound. And it wounds, it doesn't wound. Okay.
D3 shots.
So tank busters, yeah, D3 a time. Hitting on
5s, rerolling 1s.
Okay. No 1s to reroll. 2. There's a 1. There's a 1 to reroll, and 3 hits come through. Wounds on 3s. That's 2 wounds. I need 6s. I make 1 of them, and then 3 damage. And okay, you do a wound. Okay, that happened. The tank busters whiffed for the first time in 4 turns, but we have got the Stomper. All the anti-infantry coming to the boys, all the big shots coming into the Squig Hog boys. So 3d6 shots with the death cannon for many shots. And this is hitting on 5s?
Yeah.
I'm winning on 2s. Okay, there's 2 1s. I don't get a save. It does d6 damage. for 6 damage. That kills a guy, and then D6 shots with the super rockets. These hit on 5s as well. And then wounds on a 3. And that's a wound. And I don't get a save for that. That's D6 plus 2 damage. For 6 damage. Feel no pains? Okay, well, it's a boss knob on a squig, so he's still alive on a wound. Mm-hmm. That was the shots hitting the squig hog boys. So there's the knob left and the beast boss. And then all the anti-infantry fire washed into my big swarm of boys, along with Junior over here, along with the truck, and along with the beast boss. And they've been cut down by half. So that's the end of the shooting phase. Now we've got some charges. Junior needs like 11 or 12 to make it in there now. So that's a 6. Yep. Yeah, that was a long shot, but the other two couldn't fail the charge. The beast boss engages the boys. The stomper engages the squig hog boys. Now we fight again. Start with the swamper. Stomper, overhand swing, because it's more fun. And there's a 6 again. It just rolls 6s all the time. Strength 24,000. Wounds on 2s. Right. These are AP minus 5, 10 damage a time. I've got a knob on a thing with a feel note. I'm not going to roll. For he's 10 damage, he's dead. But the beast boss does have a 5 up and vulnerable save. I could make a Yahtzee of 5s. That's not a Yahtzee of 5s. That's 20 damage, 20 feel no pain. And he's gone. Murphy is crushed under the left foot. That beast boss is crushed under the right foot. And now we have your beast boss attacking my boys here. A load of attacks, hitting on 2s. And that one explodes back in again. And then wounding on 3s. And I did feeling of the pains, and he kills 4 of them. And now we're going to punch him back. Vengeance for Grugga. So here's the power fists from the drop dice and count. From the pain boy and the knob. And they hit on 4s. And wound on 3s. And there's a wound. And that's a 5+ vulnerable save. Because he's a boss. He takes a couple of wounds. Now we'll try and stab him with an earthy syringe on a 3. We don't stab him with the earthy syringe. We're going to CP that. We stab him with the earthy syringe. Now, this is anti-infantry 4+. So if I manage to score a 4, it gets straight through and does D6 damage. The roll is called hold still and say, it's D6 mortal wounds. Let's inject him with some fungus. And it's 3 wounds and he's got 3 remaining and he writhes on the ground and he does say, 1 minute, he's got some feel no pains. Maybe he likes a little bit of pain. Can he roll a 6? He can't, he's saying he's gone. Yes, we have vengeance for Grugga and Cadia and Murphy. And that is the end of turn 4. And what have I got left? I've got these boys here looking at a stomper. I've got an empty truck, and I've got a truck full of Gretchen. It's not looking good, lads. I could get the Gretchen out and swarm and grab a couple of loot, because it's all about the loot. But then these guys shoot at them, charge them, and the stomper charges that they're gone. They will be gone. And the truck can only carry 1, and this truck can only carry 1. And then this swarm of boys with the pain boy down here, I don't think they're long for this world. There's a shadow looming over them. So in turn 4, I think at this point, because you lost your warlord, I lost my warlord, I think we should call it a draw.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah,
it's a draw. Orcs had a fight. Both of us won.
We both win.
We both win.
Yeah.
And this is not the way the world ends. Let's go back to the pub, have some tea and biscuits, and talk about the results. We're just chatting off camera there. The reason why it's a draw is because Snazdakker's Moon Crushers, clearly they've got all the loot and everything, but they needed all the money to buy back Terry, because Terry is precious to them. So you give us the budget, and then you can have Terry back, okay? We're not going to take your kill rig from you. You can have him back. And Snazdacker was punched, and Murphy was punched, and there was a lot of punching going on. And so the wow kind of peters out at the end. And there were so many little stories happening there. They were like Murphy going toe to toe with a stomper. Everyone charging in to Snazdaka down there, and he was hard as nails for turn after turn, but it was a lot. He was being hit by a lot from all angles. Road Ripper lost his bike for the first time ever.
For the first time ever.
And so in your canon, he's not going to come back on his bike?
Not coming back on his bike.
Until the next edition, which is like 2 weeks away. So he's not going to come back on his bike. We had the story of Terry, and you're telling me off camera that you're going to paint Terry on his base now or something.
He's gonna get it tattooed on him.
He's tattooed on him. He's officially called. Well, the boys were charging towards go, we want Terry. It's like, who the hell is Terry? That's Terry. Oh, is he? So they believe he's Terry as well now.
He's Terry.
So he's Terry. We had some tactically repositioning away from Junior over here. We had a good fight back with my boys into your boys over here. As far as the fair scrap went down here, I think this one was they're still alive. Look, they're still hanging out down there. But lots of stories, lots of stuff happened. How was it for you, honey?
It was great. Just orcs getting to do orky things, crumping, headbutting.
Nice.
Good time.
I love your orc collection as well. There's so much flavour in there and so many conversions and things. Since 3rd edition, you've been working on these?
No, so I had orcs in 3rd, but I've been working on these since like late 2019.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, even on the truck, look, like the thing on the side there, Crumpum. Glorious. So many little bits of detail here, there and everywhere. And I think Orcs versus Orcs is probably one of my favourite ways to play 40k because everyone wins. Like today, everyone won. It's an Orc victory. I hope you enjoyed the battle report. Happy wargaming.